Hello, welcome back to e-commerce lecture series. This session for lecture 1 part 7, analyzing the case study of Uber, everything on demand. We know that Uber is a revolutionary on-demand transportation platform that connects riders with drivers. It operates on a digital platform leveraging mobile technologies, AI-driven pricing, and a gig economy workforce. Uber has disrupted the traditional transportation industry through its innovative business model. The platform provides users with the convenience of requesting a ride with just a few taps on their smartphone. Uber's technologies and workforce allow it to offer a flexible and responsive service to meet the transportation needs of users. We will look at in the details of the case in this session, right? So the few learning objectives from this session, right? We understand Uber's business model. By the end of this lecture, we should be able to understand how Uber's business model differs from traditional e-commerce models, and we are going to identify technological innovation of Uber. We will be able to identify the technological innovations powering the Uber, analyze the gig economy or short-term economy challenges, right? We will analyze the challenges of Uber's short-term economy approach or gig economy approach. Discuss key issues. We will discuss the ethical, legal, and competitive issues Uber faces. So first, Uber's business model, on-demand platform. Uber is an on-demand platform that provides digital services, not physical product. The core of Uber's business model is a mobile-first approach with an app-based experience. For users, Uber's cloud-based infrastructure allows it to scale and operate without the need for physical location or inventories. Uber does not sell physical products but offer on-demand services via a mobile-first cloud-based platform. The key features of Uber's business models, right? We look at the key features of Uber's business model. From mobile-first technologies, AI-driven pricing match, global reach and local optimization, and gig economy workforce. Uber business model is centered around the mobile-first technology, using smartphone apps instead of traditional dispatch. For example, users book rides via the Uber app to track drivers in the real time and pay through the digital wallet, right? For the pricing, right, Uber pricing and driver matchings are driven by AI algorithms that adjust the price up and down based on the demand and supply in the real time. For example, prices will increase during the rush hour, storms, or special events, and then down in the not busy hours, right? And number 3 is Uber operates globally, but adapt its services to local needs, like offering by taxis in India, boat taxis in Istanbul, and food delivery through Uber Eats, right? Uber operates now in 70 plus countries, adapting services to local needs. And number 4 is gig economy workforce. Driver works as independent contractors, not full-time employees. Uber relies on this gig economy workforce. Driver working as independent contractor with Uber rather than full-time working employee, and they get no benefit of the full-time employees. This flexible work model allows drivers to set their own schedule, but also means they like job security and benefits. We look at the details of Uber case here. It's the Uber dynamic pricing. Uber dynamic pricing models uses AI to adjust fares based on real-time supply and demand. During the high demand periods like bad weather or major events, the AI system raises the prices to incentive more drivers to get on. This is different from traditional taxi fares model, which typically have fixed regulated rates and don't fluctuate as much, and there is much demand that's stable all the time. And Uber not fluctuate higher in the busy time and lower in the relaxed time, right? The goal is to ensure reliable service is available when people need it most, even if that means higher prices at time. So this fluctuation price mean better service, right? While customers may complain about the surge pricing, it helps Uber maintain a steady supply of drivers to meet spikes in ride requests, because a higher price in attract more Uber drive to provide the service. The dynamic pricing approach allows Uber to scale its service more effectively than fixed rate model. So that's the key, right? That's the key. You look at the question here is how does Uber AI-driven pricing differ from traditional taxi fare model, right? You can I answer already for you, right? And now we look at the how technologies powers Uber, right? The first is mobile application. The second is cloud computing and AI machine learning, and number 4 is big data analytics, right? So Uber's success is powered by the cutting-edge technologies that drives efficiency, enhances Uber experience, and boosts the revenue. The mobile app provides a seamless interface for riders and drivers to connect and complete the trips. Cloud computing, the second factor is cloud computing enables Uber to store and process massive amounts of data, powering the business. And number 3 is AI and machine learning algorithms makes a real-time decision to optimize routes, pricing, and other critical operation. Number 4 is big data analytics help Uber identify patterns and insights to continually improve their service. These technological innovations are the backbone of Uber's disruptive business model and rapid growth. So the key here is that Uber's success relies on technological innovation that improve efficiency, improve user experience, and increase revenue generation. One of the keys is mobile application and cloud computing, right? Cloud-based infrastructure and AWS integration, right? Uber's mobile apps is powered by a cloud-based infrastructure which enable key features like real-time ride tracking, automated payments, and AI-driven decision making. Uber has tightly integrated its platform with Amazon Web Services (AWS) to leverage cloud services for data storage, application performance, and AI processing. This cloud-based architecture allows Uber to rapidly scale its services, respond to demand, and continuously innovate its offering. The combination of mobile app and cloud computing is powerful enabler for Uber's business model and growth. The second factor here for Uber's success is AI and big data matching. The second factor to contribute to Uber's success is AI and big data in matching and pricing. Uber's platform uses location tracking. Uber platform uses location tracking and AI to optimize the matching of driver and riders, as well as pricings. Uber track driver location, demand, search, and traffic patterns to optimize routes and checking. And the second is AI monitoring. The location data allows Uber to monitor demand pattern and traffic, helping some routes driver efficiently and adjust prices based on the supply. And use AI monitoring means AI also monitor driver behavior, the speed, the braking habits, to enhance the safety, right? That's very important, right? To improve the quality of the rides. Uber AI monitor driver behavior, speed, braking, to identify safety issues. They can then send the safe driving reports to driver to help them improve their performance. And number 3 is the safety reports. Number 3 is the safety report. Uber send the safe driving reports to a driver to if driver brakes too hard or speed too often, right? So can control and maintain the quality of the rides. The question here is how does Uber use AI to improve customer experience and optimize the operation, right? This use of data and AI help Uber enhance customer experience by getting riders to their destination faster and more reliability, while also optimizing their operation. But we lots of controls like about just presented. You can see that with the technologies can control and improve the qualities of the drivers, right? And number 3 factor is the gig economy, or the part-time economy, short-term economy. The short-term economy workforce and Uber's workforce challenges, right? The gig economy has become a major part of the modern workforce, with the companies like Uber classifying their workers as independent contractors rather than employees. This allows Uber to reduce labor costs. It doesn't have to provide benefits like healthcare, holiday, retirement plans for its contractor. The flexibilities of the gig economy allows Uber to scale its workforce up and down quickly to meet the demand. However, this contractor model also creates the challenges around worker rights and protection that Uber and other gig economy companies are still grappling with. So again, the key point here is Uber classify drivers as independent contractor with not the employees, so they can reduce labor costs and benefits for workers. The benefits of for Uber's from gig model is really great, like flexibilities, low startup costs, and global opportunities, right? The first is the flexibility to choose their own hours for the working hour from the drivers. Uber driver have the freedom to work as much or as little they want, fitting driving around their other commitment. And another benefit is that low startup costs. The Uber drivers don't need to obtain expensive taxi licenses or make large investment in vehicles or equipment. I guess of course it depends on the countries, right? Country requirement. And finally, the global reach of Uber's platform provides income opportunities for drivers over 72 years countries around the world. This opens up earning potential for diverse range of people. That's good for a lot of people to get some income. And overall, Uber's gig model empowers driver with flexibilities, lower barriers to entry, and access to a global customer base. The downsides of Uber's gig model, right? No job security for drivers, no employees benefits, and high operating cost. So besides the benefits, there are some downsides for the gig workforce, right? The gig economy has become increasingly popular with companies like Uber leading the way. However, this model has some significant downsides for workers. One major issue is the lack of job security. Uber drivers can be deactivated anytime or fired if their rating drop below a certain threshold, leaving them without a steady income. So quite not security, right? Another problem is the lack of employee benefits. Uber drivers do not receive health insurance, pension plans, or paid time off, all of which are standards for traditional full-time jobs. Drivers also have to cover all of their own operating costs, including fuel, maintenance, and insurance. This eats into their earnings and make it difficult to make a living wage. Overall, Uber model may provide flexibilities, but it comes at the cost of stabilities and basic worker protection. This is an important issue to consider as the gig economy continues to grow. And we will see one situation like driver complaints about the low earnings, right? Minimum wage issues, raising cost. Ride share driver has been raising concern about the low earnings and rising costs, which impacting their ability to make a living. Studies have found that up to half of Uber drivers earn less than minimum wage in some states, highlighting the challenges they face. Uber introduced a fuel surcharge in 2022 to help offset rising gas prices, but drivers say this is not enough to cover their increased cost. This raises the question of whether Uber should classify its driver as employee rather than independent contractors. We could provide them with additional protection and benefits, and we will explore this debate further, right? Should Uber classify its driver as employee? Why not? You should consider that. Now we look at some ethical, legal, and competitive challenges of Uber. The regulatory hurdles, right? Challenges with taxi regulation worldwide and legal disputes, worker classification lawsuits, and safety concerns like passenger and driver incidents, and competitive pressure, rising competition from rivals, right? Uber has faced multiple controversies, including lawsuits, regulatory battles, and safety concerns, right? For the legal and regulatory issues, we know the taxi industry backlash driver classification lawsuits and passenger safety concerns, right? The taxi industry has pushed back against Uber, arguing that the company operates without following local licensing laws and different from country to country, from market to market. And governments in places like California, the UK, the EU have pushed Uber to classify each driver as employees rather than independent contractor and provide the drivers more benefits. There have been incidents of assault by Uber drivers, raising concern over background checks and passenger safety, right? These legal and regulatory issues pose challenges for Uber as it expands and faces scrutinies from regulators and traditional transportation providers. Another situation is Uber Files investigation. The Uber Files investigation uncovered how Uber lobbied aggressively to avoid regulation in various countries. Documents reveal that Uber sought to avoid paying taxes in multiple jurisdictions. This case study highlights the tension between the disruptive technologies companies and government oversight. Uber's action raised important questions about the corporate responsibilities and the role of regulation in the modern economy. As a leading ride-hailing platform, Uber's practices have had significant impacts, both positive and negative, on workers, consumers, and on communities. And now we look at the competitive pressures and new business model of Uber. Right? Uber has expanded beyond its core ride-hailing business into new areas like food delivery and freight logistics. Uber Eats is Uber on-demand food delivery service, competing with DoorDash, Grubhub, and others in this fast-growing market for deliver food. Right? Uber Freight connects trucks drivers with shippers, disrupting the traditional logistics industry. And Uber also invested in autonomous vehicle technologies, though they abandoned this effort in 2020. But maybe, when the technologies mature, they can come back. These new business models represent Uber's strategy to diversify and find new sources of growth in the face of increasing competition in the ride-hailing spaces. Uber competes with Lyft, Didi, and traditional taxis while expanding into food deliveries, Uber Eats, and freight logistics, Uber Freight. So after this session, we have some key takeaways like a business model foundation. Uber business model is built on mobile-first technologies, AI-driven application, AI-driven pricing, and the gig economies. This allows for efficient matching of riders and drivers, dynamic pricing, and flexible work arrangement. AI application. AI is used to optimize key aspects of Uber operation, like matching riders and drivers and setting prices. But this raises ethical concerns around transparency and fairness. And for the gig economy trade-offs, the gig economy model gives the driver flexibilities in their work schedules, but also limits job security and access to benefits like healthcare and retirement plans. And ongoing challenges. Uber faces ongoing regulatory, legal, competitive challenges as it expands to new markets around the world. And the future trends for Uber, and the ride-sharing industry includes further AI-powered optimization, a shift towards more sustainable mobility option, and potential legal changes to the classification of gig workers. We have some discussion like Uber future dominance, the market competition, the regulatory environment, the technology evolution, and business diversification. Uber has faced increasing competition from ride-sharing services like Lyft, Didi, and others around the world, and changing regulation in different markets can significantly impact Uber operation and business model. And the technology evolution means emerging technologies like autonomous vehicles, flying cars, and micro mobility solution could disrupt the traditional ride-sharing industry. Uber has been diversifying beyond just the ride-sharing, expanding to food delivery, freight, and other services. Its ability to successfully grow this new business line will be crucial for futures of Uber. We also consider a question: why do you think Uber will remain the dominant ride-hailing service in 10 years, and why or why not? Of course, we know that in the future, dominance of Uber is uncertainty it faces significant challenges from competitors, regulators, and technical changes. Uber's ability to adapt and innovate will determine whether it remains the dominant ride-hailing service in the next 10 years. When you have time, we will analyze Uber's model, but also we can use 8 factor business model to analyze Uber business model and draw a lot of lesson, right? Draw a lot of lesson. So now, conclusion for this session: Uber's impact on digital commerce. Digital platform powers AI-driven decision-making and gig economy challenges. Uber has emerged as a powerful example of disruptive potential of digital platform. Their platform model and use of AI to optimize operation at scale have been transformative. However, Uber's gig economy model also raises complex ethical and labor challenges that future e-commerce professionals need to understand. Uber's impact extends beyond ride sharing into new domains like food deliveries and logistics. Uber will continue to disrupt industry beyond the ride sharing, from food delivery to logistics. Understanding its business model, ethical dilemmas, and technological foundation provides valuable insight for future e-commerce professionals. So we come to the end of this session, right? A lot of lessons come from the Uber. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.